tonight, all-season shipping.
Today, the science has helped us answer what is possible.
How climate change is expanding the window through the Port of Churchill. Also tonight, parking peeves.
There's probably hundreds of students that experience that same challenge.
U of M students search for solutions as many fail once again to lock down a parking spot for the upcoming school year. And later, a dose of nostalgia.
My whole life I've come here as a kid with my grandmother.
What thrill seekers can expect at this iconic fair.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. For the first time in 6 years, grain is being shipped from the Port of Churchill. It's heading to Europe next week, and the week after, zinc and potash will too. This as the port's shipping season could get much longer. CTV's Jeff Keel explains.
Provincial and federal governments are confident products could be shipped year-round through Manitoba's Port of Churchill.
It means we now have stronger evidence to answer the next question. What will it take to do this safely, responsibly, and commercially?
Based on new research, the province says declining ice levels are extending the season and existing technology makes it feasible to export goods throughout the year.
And Churchill becomes something fundamentally different. It becomes a major national trade corridor.
A U of M study concludes under low-risk conditions, ships would be able to navigate about 304 days of the year, but year-round activity would require vessels built to withstand ice even with a high-end warming scenario. Still, Premier Wab Kinew says instead of spending tens of billions of dollars on icebreakers, as once thought was needed, the cost is tens of millions of dollars.
It's telling us that Churchill could be a year-round port right now with current technology and using icebreakers and ships that are a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable.
The Premier raised liquefied natural gas as an example of what could run through the port, suggesting it is safer than shipping oil.
People think about it like propane that we all use in our backyards when we're barbecuing, right? So the idea of a leak or a spill and impacts on the environment, right? It's not really the same level of concern.
But Climate Action Team Manitoba does not agree. They say LNG is still a fossil fuel and the province should not be celebrating climate change as part of an economic strategy.
We think that public dollars should be going towards actually tackling the climate crisis, not making it worse.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The Premier says the cost to make the port a terminal for liquefied natural gas is between $70 and $80 million. Another thing worth mentioning from today's media conference with the Premier, Kinew says Manitoba's biggest curriculum change in recent memory will be announced next week. Now, without getting into specifics, he said it had to do with fitness, diet, and a renewed focus on physical education. A spokesperson for the province declined to provide any further details. A 42-year-old man is facing charges in connection to the luring and sexual assault of 4 teenage girls. In June, police learned a man communicated with the teens online on 2 separate occasions. Between last November and January, the teens and their friends were taken to a hotel where they were given drugs and alcohol. They were then sexually assaulted. Police investigated between June and August and arrested a suspect this past Tuesday. He's charged with 4 counts of sexual assault and interference, as well as alluring and failing to comply with the release order. 12 researchers are set to intentionally freeze a workstation in the Arctic ice and drift for 8 long months, all in the name of science. CTV's Garrett Berry explains.
The 26-meter-long Terra Polar Station is home for now for Quebec-born researcher Maxime Geoffroy, a scientist with the Marine Institute in St. John's. He and his team of 11 other sailors are in Norway tonight for last-minute preparations before a trip of a lifetime.
So it seems like it's going to be the start of something that is a bit nerve-wracking. In reality, I think it will be a bit of relief that finally we reached it.
Soon they'll drive their vessel deep into the Arctic ice and will drift at the mercy of the ice flows while conducting environmental research on the ice in the ocean.
In that sense, we're like astronauts that have been trained to collect data and do science for many other groups.
It'll be 8 months before Jeff Roy and his team will get replaced by a second team of scientists and get to go home.
That would be first as well. So that's learning how to navigate and cope with this and do good science in this kind of environment. To me, is quite exciting.
The expedition is run by the Terra Ocean Foundation. The entirety of the boat's trip through the Arctic ice is expected to take more than a year. The journey aiming to study the place most hard hit by climate change, mapping the ice, the snow, the plankton underneath, and the gases in the sky.
The climate is kind of accelerating, climate change, and I think the Arctic is is where they have the answer of what's going to be the fate of the future.
It took many tests to ensure the crew were capable of what will be a taxing and demanding trip. They'll spend more than 4 months in polar night with very little exposure to the sun. Jeff Roy says as a boy from northern Quebec, he's maybe a bit more prepared than most for the cold, the dark, and the thrill of this journey. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Assiniboine Park Zoo has a fresh new face. This polar bear cub is from the Churchill area. He was transferred to the zoo because his mother was found dead. According to the Conservancy, polar bear cubs orphaned in their first year cannot survive in the wild. He's now receiving specialized care at the zoo's International Polar Bear Conservation Center. But you won't be able to visit the cub in its new surroundings just yet. It needs to undergo a quarantine period and will remain behind the scenes while specialized teams assess its health and needs.
We don't know the circumstances that resulted in Mom's passing, and we want to make sure the cub doesn't have anything that it might be incubating that might cause concern for other animals in our care here. So we're monitoring him very carefully, and we're also supporting his transition. He doesn't know people are here to help. He doesn't know what our food is. And so it's getting the bear used to all of the aspects of care here as opposed to what he had living in the tundra.
And if you're wondering why there's green marking around his snout, no, the cub didn't get into some markers or paint. It's actually excess dye from an identification tattoo he received in Churchill. We're told it's harmless and will be gone in a few days. And as for playmates, there are currently 6 rescued polar bears at the zoo. And taking a look at tonight's weather, temperatures are expected to reach a low of 13 degrees. We could be seeing some showers overnight with a risk of a thunderstorm. Tomorrow morning in Winnipeg, we're going to start off with a sunny sky and 15 degrees. It might be harder to get a U of M parking pass than getting into the school. A student stuck on a wait list says 11,000 drivers are ahead of him. Stay with us. Class will soon be back in session, but thousands of drivers returning to the University of Manitoba won't have a place to park. CTV's Joseph Bernacki explains.
It's a quiet Friday afternoon here at the University of Manitoba parking lots, but in a few weeks' time, they will be packed with cars. The trouble is, some people didn't even get a chance to secure a spot.
Especially this year was a lot worse. In the past, I've been quite lucky joining and being only a few hundred in line, and this time I was 11,000 in the line.
Ashley Scott is starting her 4th year. On Tuesday, she joined an online queue trying to get a parking pass. Minutes into the wait, she realized she was out of luck this year.
I was freaking out. I had actually 2 devices going. I had to just close my laptop and just face it that I wasn't getting one. They were sold out. I had friends message me saying, hey, we got in and it's sold out, so don't bother wasting your time anymore.
Scott says she was lucky to get a spot for the last 2 years and says the university should use the money they make from parking and add more spots. She says the U-lot across from Princess Auto Stadium is the right place to start.
I understand that they can't really grow outwards anymore with parking, but up is the only answer to me, especially the biggest parking lot in the university. And to me, there could be a pretty big parkade there.
It's not the first time this concern has been raised. The University of Manitoba Student Union says it's been an annual problem for a long time. As of fall 2025, there were more than 27,000 undergraduate students and nearly 32,000 total on campus.
Let's build parking slots up instead of building out. We've talked and advocated for providing students more opportunities to carpool, so having more carpooling permits that'll encourage students to carpool rather than come to campus individually.
We reached out to the University of Manitoba administration for comment. They acknowledged our request, but we have yet to hear back. Nilofer Vahora buses her bikes to campus, and other people are getting around the problem by using social media to offer carpooling.
Let's say that I have a carpooling service. I'm coming here with my car and I have a parking spot. I will get other people on Marketplace and then we can carpool together.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A man convicted of manslaughter in a random stabbing, which took the life of a Ukrainian newcomer 3 years ago, has been handed a 10-year sentence. Now, this happened in the area of Talbot Avenue and Watt Street in December of 2023. Court records show Ethan Gladue, who was 19 at the time, was also ordered to submit his DNA and will be subject to a lifetime weapons ban. With time served, there is just over 6 years remaining in his sentence. The stabbing killed 46-year-old Ivan Rubinek, who fled war-torn Ukraine with his family. Police say he was walking to work at the time, and there was no indication the two knew each other or even exchanged words before Rubinek was stabbed. If you're planning on walking along Sturgeon Creek Path, beware, a new sinkhole has opened up. Our cameras captured this gaping water-filled hole and warning signs to stay off the path. The city says it's the result of an unusual pavement failure and a complex issue with creek banks. The city says it's actively looking for a solution. Manitoba's municipal elections are right around the corner, and the Association of Manitoba Municipalities wants you to consider running for office.
If you have passion and you want to make change, or you love things that you're seeing in your municipality, get involved. Put your name forward.
To help, AMM developed a hub of election resources to support prospective and returning candidates. The website, mbvotes.ca, includes an interactive map and data dashboards.
Our goal is to really make sure that people have the information they need and that they feel informed and that they're going to be confident enough to put their name forward and take that next step.
The deadline to submit nomination papers is September 22nd. Manitobans head to the polls on October 28th. The town of Niverville is asking a court to cancel a planned $10 million hotel development. On August 13th, Niverville filed a notice to void the agreement for the long-stalled project. A 73-suite hotel with a water park was supposed to be built this past March. The original agreement required construction to begin on March 1st, 2023 and be completed by October 2024. The town claims despite 2 extensions, the developer failed to meet its deadlines. A third extension request was denied by council as no development or construction started. In a statement to CTV News, the CEO of Steel Creek Developers acknowledged the delay but didn't elaborate on its cause. Niverville's mayor says the town remains open to working with Steel Creek Developers or another developer on the site. None of the claims have been tested in court. Another downtown Winnipeg watering hole is shutting its doors. On social media, Rudy's Eat and Drink announced it's closing down the Graham Avenue spot after 15 years. It thanks patrons and staff for their support, but didn't provide a reason for the closure. It held a last hurrah earlier tonight. This news comes on the heels of 2 other downtown staples closing: Tavern United, which is just a block down the street from Rudy's, and the Keg on Gary Street. CTV News reached out to Rudy's management for more details. The City of Winnipeg has installed a new railroad crossing information system to help drivers avoid train delays. Roadside Trainfo beacons and digital message boards will now flash in advance of rail crossings. It's intended to help drivers decide whether or not to reroute or wait the train out. It's being placed at high traffic locations, including along Pandora Avenue at Day and Redonda Streets and Ravenhurst, Marion Avenue between Archibald Street and Lagimodiere Boulevard, on Sterling Line and Kenniston Boulevards, and at McGillivray Boulevard and Waverly Street. The system will also allow Winnipeg Fire paramedic crews to see crossing information from dashboards. Some of the slowest and smallest residents of Central Ontario's cottage country are being well cared for during ongoing road work. Despite the construction, the district of Muskoka says about 1,100 turtles still got to hatch. Officials moved turtles and animals away from construction zones, collected turtle eggs, and checked ditches for other wildlife before work started. The eggs were taken to an incubation facility and, after they hatched, were released back into the wild. Grab a blanket or lawn chair because you've got plenty of options this weekend for movies under the stars.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
You can catch a Minecraft movie at 8:45. That was happening tonight at Assiniboine Park. And early screenings of Trolls Band Together started earlier this evening. That's not all, though. You can catch Zootopia at the North Kildonan Community Centre. That happened earlier this evening with a petting zoo. And for folks in the Beausejour area, they were able to catch Pixar's Hoppers at Train Whistle Park in town beginning at dusk. And finally, over at Garden City Shopping Centre, tomorrow you've got the classic drive-in experience with a screening of Shrek. Techies were drooling over a 1970s science project. We'll show you who made it. Plus, sun showers and steamy. We'll show you how your weekend is shaping up. Still to come, your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch pick of the day comes to us thanks to Brian Barkley of these beautiful swans enjoying a dip earlier. You can send your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Speaking of taking a dip, this weekend might be a good time to do it. We are seeing that we're going to start the weekend off with sunshine in all of Manitoba, including actually Kenora. You folks will also get lots of sunshine tomorrow. However, your neighbors could potentially be seeing some lingering rain push out. We'll watch the afternoon continue to be bright and sunny. You might be catching on to that theme here. There's a very low risk. Folks right along the northern border could see some showers in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, but really not likely. We will be seeing some showers here in Winnipeg next week. But for the time being, let's just enjoy that sunshine and the fact that this thunderstorm is going to miss us on Sunday. And taking a look at the north, temperatures will reach a low of 8 degrees tonight in Churchill, 10 tonight in Island Lake. And there's still a risk, though, you folks could be seeing more showers and a thunderstorm tonight. But tomorrow, with a high of 18 degrees, it'll be mostly sunny. And just to the west of you folks, we'll be seeing in Norway House a bit of a cloudier night, actually, with a high of 21 tomorrow. That's going to be bright and sunny throughout the whole region tomorrow and, well, really across Manitoba. Tonight, Brandon temperatures reach a low of 9 degrees with a high of 23 tomorrow and lots of sunshine. So yes, if you are traveling across Manitoba, make sure you've got your sunglasses. Tomorrow in Winnipeg, temperatures will reach a high of 24 degrees. It could feel more like 26 with the humidity. It'll be windy, though, with gusts of up to 40 kilometers an hour in the afternoon. And cloudier night tonight in parts of cottage country in Ontario, including Kenora to Fort Francis. Tomorrow, a high of 22 degrees in Fort Francis. It will be cloudy to start off. However, we're more likely to see some sunshine as the day goes on. And as mentioned, we could be seeing some showers here in Winnipeg next week, but focusing more on this weekend because that's the, well, brighter news. It's going to be mostly sunny for us and hot. As mentioned, it could feel like 28 on Saturday with a high of 25 degrees Celsius expected on Sunday. Take advantage of that because as the next week goes on, we could be seeing potentially showers to start us off and a mostly sunny sky on Thursday. An 8th grade science project by Steve Jobs has just sold for a pretty penny. The project was titled, "What is the Silicon Controlled Rectifier?" and built by Jobs for his 8th grade science fair. It displays a board and a 10-page report under that same title. It sold at auction yesterday for $27,500 US. Matching flags to their countries is no sweat for this preschooler. He's the newest member of an intellectual club, but he's got big shoes to fill. We'll explain next. A Calgary boy scored a 160 for his age group on the world's most famous IQ test. CTV's Tyler Barrow caught up with Ali as he gets ready for his next test, kindergarten.
Peru, this one, Algeria.
After seeing their flags, Ali Aldalawi can list dozens of countries. His smarts don't end there.
He's also very funny, loud, creative, and curious. You will have to come down here. No, I will.
He's now 5 years old and already reading with ease, but he can also crunch numbers quickly, which is what he prefers.
Math or reading?
Math.
He's shy, but also super smart. Last fall, Ali scored 160 IQ, putting him in the top 0.1% of his age group. According to Mensa, the world's oldest high IQ society, a score of 100 is considered average. You only get to become a member if you're in the top 2% of the population or 130 IQ or higher.
As a mom and, as parents, I was so proud, to be honest.
Hassan knows from the age of 2, Ali was curious and liked to build new things, using his imagination while asking questions beyond his age. That's why she had him take an IQ test.
Not only just a deep question, but he likes also to know the way or the things, how, connect with each other.
And it runs in the family. His 10-year-old brother Omar and 7-year-old sister are Mensa members. Their parents are earning their PhDs in computer science and petroleum engineering at the University of Calgary. When Ali gained entry last December, at the time, only one other 4-year-old was a member in Canada.
They see patterns well on IQ tests, but they see it in life. They see it in math. They see the pattern in reading.
But Ali still enjoys being a kid. His favorite soccer player is Cristiano Ronaldo, which also explains his haircut.
As a mom, I feel happy, and I feel he will do very well.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Bend it like Beckham on the guitar, that is.
I wanna be John Lennon, bones made of silk.
David and Victoria Beckham's son is more into music than the pitch. He definitely seems to be taking more after his mom. Cruz is the frontman for an indie band known as The Breakers. On Thursday, they officially dropped this EP called Wear and Tear. Summer thrill seekers are lining up for roller coasters, merry-go-round rides, and more. We'll take you inside one of Canada's oldest exhibitions, and we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
As we mentioned not too long ago, we're expecting a beautiful weekend. Tomorrow morning is going to start off bright and sunny with 15 degrees. As the day goes on, it'll get a little warmer, with temperatures reaching a high of 24 by the afternoon. However, expect wind gusts of up to 40 kilometers an hour. The 147th edition of the Canadian National Exhibition opened its gates today. CTV's Jessica Smith takes us inside.
The X is officially open.
Midway.
The opening ceremonies kicked off with special guest Canadian Space Agency astronaut Colonel Jeremy Hansen.
It's fun to be back here because I have a strong connection with this place. Growing up not far away on a farm, and then being here as a young child, being impressed then, like I was sharing today, bringing my daughter here 10 years ago and really seeing her light up here. So this is special for me.
Whether you call it the Canadian National Exhibition, the CNE, or just simply the X, the legendary fair holds a lot of history for Canadians.
Come down for the rides, you walk in the Midway. We have the ice skating and the super dogs inside as well. So there's all of this stuff that we do every year that you expect, and we want to keep that nostalgia factor, but you also want those new things, like what's new, what haven't you tried?
We come at least 10 days out of the run of the fair. I know, we're kind of crazy, but it's beautiful to make memories with him.
The rides are rolling, the food is fried, and a summer staple is set for 2 weeks of memory-building moments.
My whole life I've come here as a kid with my grandmother.
There's tons of stuff to do, tons of stuff to see.
I like the rides.
You like the rides.
For some, it's where they had their first job, first date, or first family trip. For everyone, the sentiment is the same. The CNE is all about being together.
Aaron has it. 9-1 the game! Woo!
Jessica Smith, CTV News.
And that is it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and good night.